I actually made a mango ice cream. I'm not going to demo it, but it really is so easy. It was 3 ingredients. But what I'm making today, I'm actually making a Moroccan salad. I made some pearl couscous. You just follow the directions. It's like a cup of couscous to a cup and a half of water with a little bit of olive oil and salt. Otherwise, you can use broth, which I was going to use. But, you know, I was like, why am I going to make additional when I don't need to? But I am going to make the salad in front of you and then the dressing. And it's with a tahini dressing. I'm just going to do like a rough chop of this. I've got mostly everything chopped up already. Also, I have beets. I steamed my beets early this morning, and I actually have sweet potatoes. They're not as bright as I usually like them, but the beets took a really long time to steam.
Sometimes that can be real variable.
I'm going to just do like a rough chop, quick rough chop of mint. Now, wait till you see how much stuff goes in this salad. You're not going to believe. Right, so I'm just going to put that up, chuck it in. Like I said, it's rough. We have some butter beans, good protein. So we have some butter beans in there. I put carrots in there just because, you know me, I love the colour of the rainbow. And as you said, we can add whatever we want.
What do you have? Use it.
I've got some cucumbers going in. And some beets. That's some sweet potato. Then I have some raisins. We'll put some raisins in there.
Beautiful.
And some of the couscous, the pearl couscous. It's a little sticky together, but once the salad dressing goes on, it'll be fine. We have some spring onion. Then I'm going to put some chopped pistachios. Or we're going to put that nice chop. Put that on the top. And then we're going to make a quick dressing. We have some lemon juice. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm actually going to double this because I've got quite a big salad going on. Now we have tahini. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of tahini because I'm doubling it.
Speaking of substitutions, I'm just going to let everyone know this, that tahini and peanut butter are great subs for each other. So if somebody can't eat sesame for any reason, if they're allergic, but they can eat peanuts, you can use peanut butter and vice versa, especially in a dressing. Not obviously in everything. You're not going to spread tahini on your bread like you would peanut butter, but in a dressing, they keep the similar taste.
And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of honey or maple syrup. I'm going to do honey because I have honey. I'm just guesstimating. And 2 tablespoons of water. We're going to do 4 because we doubled. I'm going to mix it up. Might need some salt. I'm going to taste it. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the finishing. There's my salad. Now I have the tahini to put onto it.
That's so pretty.
This is my frozen mango yogurt. I brought a case of mangoes and my husband goes, they're going to go bad if you don't use them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use them for class today.
You said, you know what? They're going to go good because they're going to go good.
I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong.
That's so pretty.
It's a little bit of dark chocolate there, 70%. Oh, nice. Just a little, and some fresh mango on the top. And my word of the week is orange and mint. I just want everyone to know I actually forgot to put an ingredient in the salad dressing. It was the harissa.
What does it taste like?
It's a little spicy, but you know what? I actually lowered it, and to me, it gives it the perfect touch. If there's something missing, this just completed it.
Well, I'm going to transport everyone to Asia now. I'm going to be making a miso eggplant. Something else I love to use besides tahini is miso. I really love it. It's like a real definition of that umami flavor. And umami is kind of like salty, but like it's not super salty flavor. And I just happen to really love it. This specific recipe that I'm using, you can use this as a marinade for fish. I've used it before on fish and it's delicious, but I also use it for eggplant and it's amazing. So what I first did is I took one of these, they call them Chinese eggplants. They're these like long purpley eggplants. You can really find them not everywhere, but you can definitely find them. You can also do this on regular eggplant. It's not a problem. It just has a little bit of a different texture, but you're still going to get a really delicious taste. So if you can't find Chinese eggplant, it's not a problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut it straight down, and I'm going to just show you this one. I already going to put in the oven for before we make our like little sauce. You're going to cut it lengthwise, and then you're going to score it. And what scoring it is it's basically you're going to cut it on a slant in both directions. And what it does when you cook it in the oven, it's going to help get really in like the meat of the eggplant and help cook that nice and evenly. So what I did is I scored it, I brushed some avocado oil on top, and I threw it in a 400-degree oven. I baked that just for 25 minutes on 400 degrees. So now I'm going to make our sauce. I have some leftover sauce. I'm going to show you because you're going to want everything to kind of get melted nicely together in the pan. I cooked my baked eggplant, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make this sauce. So you can skip this step of putting it all together in the pan, but I will tell you, it tastes so much better when you actually cook everything together and make it like one consolidated sauce. So I have my sauce again, and I'm going to put the heat on medium low. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our miso. You can use any brand. I happen to love this brand, but really any brand works.
Does it matter if it's like the red or the white?
Yeah, you want
a white.
It doesn't matter. Like if you have red miso, you can use red miso, but white miso is a little bit less strong, and I prefer a white miso. I actually never use red miso. I usually only use white miso. So you're going to do 3 tablespoons.
Miso is such a unique flavor.
Yeah,
you just really don't get the
flavor.
same thing anywhere.
I absolutely love it. I love it in dressings. I love it in marinades. I just love miso. So I did 3 tablespoons of that. And then this is the brand. It's Miso Master. You'll probably see this around. It's called Mirin. You can probably find this in most supermarkets. Like my regular supermarket sells it, but they definitely sell it in like an Asian market if you have an H Mart or anything near you. That's a sweet cooking seasoning type of thing. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of mirin. The original recipe actually calls for sake, which is a Japanese plum wine, but I don't use sake. I use water instead. So I'm going to just take a little bit of water, and I just use the water to really help me thin it. So I use like a teaspoon at first, and then kind of just mix it. The miso's thick, so you need to thin it out with water. I'll show it to you. The miso, like I showed you before, it comes out thick, and you just kind of keep mixing it, and the heat definitely helps melt it a bit. I mix this first, I let it kind of get thinned out a bit. Then you're going to put some soy sauce, and you're going to add, this is also optional, but I just happen to love the taste and it darkens it a bit. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of soy sauce, which is going to be the rest of this bottle. And then you're going to use about a teaspoon of maple syrup. That's going to sweeten up a bit. And now we're going to just mix this until it all thins out. And it takes a few minutes over the stove, but I will show you the final. Now it's like really thickened up over there, and I probably should add a little bit of water to thin it out, but I won't. What I have is, this is already thickened up a bit because I made this earlier. It kind of comes to that. It's so delicious. I literally can eat the entire thing plain. And then I love my little brush here. You're going to brush it onto the eggplant. You can do it on the skin also, because you can totally eat the skin of eggplant, especially Chinese eggplant. I love the skin of Chinese eggplant. So you're going to brush it on, and you can't do too much because like it's just so delicious. You're going to want to brush all that on. This is melting down nicely. I'm going to add a little bit more water to thin it out. It's okay if it's too thinned out, because you can always thicken it by just boiling it more. Thinning out, it's not perfect yet, but you'll see it
has to sort of dissolve in there.
Exactly. It has to dissolve with the stove. Letting that go. And then I'm going to take my eggplant, and I'm going to put it in an oven, not directly under. You want to put it like in the middle of the oven, and you're just going to let that broil for like 2 to 3 minutes so it gets nice and bubbly. And then it looks like this, and you put some sesame seeds, and it's literally delicious. Super easy to make.
I love that we got the tahini and the miso in today.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried miso before, if you're anywhere where you have access to miso soup, that's a good like introduction to like what the taste is. That's kind of like the most common way that people like encounter miso for the first time. So if you ever see that on a menu somewhere, maybe try it and just see if that's something you like. It's a real specific sort of savory, kind of salty flavor, but it's really delicious. Tahini sauces and stuff, you can switch peanut butter depending on people's sort of preference or allergies. But the thing about tahini is it's not sweet at all. Like there's no sugar in it. So it's not like something you want to use as a peanut butter substitute for
No, just for
like
the salad dressing. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Something you can use like in a salad dressing or a marinade, but don't use it as a spread.
But it's really great as a base for any kind of sauce or dressing. And the thing that I was going to say is that you've said this before, Ariel, too. Tahini and miso are actually a really great combination for sauces and salad dressings too.
Exactly.
So similar sort of savory flavors.
Love sesame. I even like the candies. Have you seen the little block candies?
I love sesame candies.
Yeah. If you give me a choice, that would be something I would pick up.